I've got some journals here that I wanted to get a record of up on my channel and just do a quick little show and tell video. These journals are all spoken for, they're custom journals. I am a little bit sick, so my voice is going to sound a little bit funny, but just bear with me. So 4 of these are custom journals actually. The other one here is a gift for my sister. She's had a baby this year, so I finally got a baby book together for her. And I'm not going to publish this video until she's actually received it because I want it to be a surprise. So I'll show you that one last. All of these journals are the same size. They're all quite large. They are the same size as my own personal journal, and they're all different because each customer has asked for their own things, their own themes. And so these books are all tailored to each person and the purpose that they have in mind for their book. As you can see, they all also have their own bag that they come in, which just goes with that particular book. So I'm going to pull them all out and reveal the covers. So as you can see here, we have 4 different journals. So these are my fabric felt-based journal covers. I have a tutorial on my channel if you would like to learn how to make your own fabric felt-based journal cover. There's so many ways that you can change this and customize it to make a different book every time. And it's a really great way to use up those vintage linens and fabrics. I'm going to try and keep this video pretty short and just give you like a quick overview of each book. This customer wanted a book to document her son's memories. Her son has red hair, so we've picked this image in the front. And I think that the little kitten represents their kitten that they have as well. So this I think is perfect, but it's just attached on a paper clip so that she can actually change it out if she wants to, because she wasn't 100% sure. So her son loves reading, Pokemon, science, video games, and he wants to be a paleontologist. So I've tried to include things that represent all of those things. Her son also likes the color blue and ice cream, and bears are also significant. So I've tried to include a little bit of each of the things that she mentioned. I'll just give you a quick show and tell of the cover and the charms. So rather than flip through every single page in all of these books, I'm just going to give a little sort of preview. I've included lots of book pages. I've included some Pokemon coloring book pages, lots of lovely scrapbook paper. There's some interesting pages with insects and animals, and there's some things tucked inside the pockets as well. I've also included lots of dinosaur papers, and yeah, this is a book that's going to be able to be filled up and customized, and there's a lot of growing room in each of these books as well. So I'm just gonna sort of give you a quick glimpse here. You can see a lot of things are added on paper clips just so that she has the freedom to move things around. And I found these really cool printables with dinosaurs, and I kept them as full sheets so she can decide if she wants to use them as a full sheet of paper or if she wants to cut out each dinosaur and little piece to decorate the pages. She can also do that. So she can also extend a lot of these pages by attaching extra paper, or she can have that variation in sizes as well. So that's the first book. This next book isn't for documenting a child's memories, but she did really want a very childlike, sort of playful, girly cover. She wanted ruffles, she likes some metallic pops like golds, and then pinks and mints. So I've kept the colour palette quite soft and girly. She wanted something that felt like really youthful and textured and sort of squishy, and something that is gonna feel like childhood memories. So this is the cover that I came up with. She asked for her image to be of a child playing, and I thought that this little girl with the bear was perfect. I really like how it contrasts with the softer cover as well. This is what the spine looks like, and then she just wanted some light charms, so nothing too crazy or bulky. And then, so I've just tried to carry those themes across on the inside. So the inside is lined with this pretty floral fabric, and then of course there's lots of growing room in here as well. Again, I'm not going to show you every single page, I'm just going to give you a glimpse at the pages, but like with the other book, I've got things tucked in pockets or paper clipped onto the sides of pages so that she has the freedom to move things around. And I've just tried to keep with her colour scheme of the pinks and the mints, and just kept everything really sort of soft and youthful and pretty. So some lovely children's book pages and just a nice variety of pages and page sizes. These vintage linens with the ballerinas were perfect for this book as well. So there's that one. This book here is for someone who wanted sort of a cottage woodland vibe. She actually has her own sort of cottage lake house, and she referenced a cottage journal that I'd made in the past. So I was actually able to find this beautiful cottage linen, and you can see how beautiful that is. I ended up putting the cottage part on the back so that I wouldn't have to cut into this, and so that we could still have that window feature on the front. So this beautiful cottage on the back, and then from the same linen you have this sort of garden gate which sits underneath the window, and I really like how that turned out. She wanted sort of lots of animals and just lots of nature sort of themes. She also wanted me to include some drawing paper on the inside and just make sure that everything was in line with that sort of woodland nature theme. She asked for some nature details on the spine as well, and I was able to use another part of that beautiful cottage linen with the garden on the spine, and then this little butterfly up the top, and then here are the charms. She also said that she prefers more sort of primary colours as compared to a softer colour palette, so I went with this lovely red fabric. And then I also added these little butterflies, so there's a butterfly here on the front and the butterfly here on the back, and I just attached them in a way where they're stitched down the body so that the wings can flap, sort of like they've landed on the journal. She also wasn't 100% sure about the image she wanted in her window, so again I just paper clipped the image, which was this lovely bird image. That way she can attach this permanently if she decides to, or she can switch it out. But I think it looks really nice in the window. Just like with all of the other books, we've got the same sort of mixture of papers. This particular theme is something that I do a lot, so I definitely had a lot of papers that I could include, and sometimes that means I go a little bit crazy with including things because I don't want to eliminate anything. So she's got all those lovely nature papers, and then she's also got those blank drawing papers which will hopefully encourage her to do some art. I also had a lot of fun looking for book images that would work with this theme, and I didn't have any of this beautiful Craft Consortium Claire Therese paper left. I've pretty much used all my Claire Therese grey paper pads from Craft Consortium, so I ended up using the actual like outside cover, which on the inside of those pads gives you these pieces that you can cut out, which is really cool. And instead of cutting them out, because they're quite intricate, I kept them as a full sheet and then just stitched them to the page, and I love how they turned out. They are a little bit thicker because they're that outside sort of casing to the scrapbook paper, but you'll see a few of those throughout. And then I've used some DCWV paper pads, which were perfect, and then lots of lovely American Crafts paper pads. And then any little scraps of the Claire Therese paper that I had in my scrap box, I also added to this book because they're just perfect for the theme that she asked for. I pulled papers from all different brands and scrapbook papers, and then lots of lovely book pages and scraps that help to bring the theme all together. So like the other books, some sewing on the pages, some pockets, and some things tucked inside the pockets or paper clipped so that she can move them around and get creative with each page. So that is that one. And then the last custom book is this one. This one is another book for a little boy. This little boy is a little bit younger, and it's his grandmother who's asked for this book. So she's planning on documenting his memories in here, which I think is really special and really sweet. I was able to lean into that more playful, childlike theme with this one, and she referenced sort of like vintage toys, bugs and insects, gumboots, wagons, construction machines, nature, gardening, fishing, that sort of thing. So just like your typical boys themes, which I had a lot of fun with. So this is the cover that I came up with. I used lots of beautiful vintage trims and this little patch which I stitched on, and then the spine, we've got sort of that nature theme coming through here, and then the little vehicles. And then on the back I used these little quilt pieces and stitched them on to create this patchwork feel, which I love. And then a quick look at the charms. So some fun little beads and buttons on there as well. We settled on this image for the focal image. This little boy sort of resembles her grandson, and then he's of course in a little construction truck, which is perfect. And again, I'm not going to show you all the pages, but just give you an idea. We've got the insects and the nature coming through with the book pages that I picked. I've tucked things into the pockets that she can play around with. There's lots of places that she can write and tuck things inside, and then of course she can glue onto all of the pages as well and really grow this journal with her memories. So this was a really fun one for me. I have two boys myself, and so I had some lovely leftover scrapbook papers, some of my favorites, which I've pretty much used up now. Lots of like this, I think this one's authentic paper, which I don't know if you could buy anymore. And then the Kaisercraft paper, and also the, is this one October Afternoon maybe? There's some October Afternoon paper in here as well, which you definitely can't buy anymore. So pretty much used, I think I've used up some of my most precious papers now, but it's worth it because they definitely belonged in this journal. And I've just used them alongside the children's book pages, and then of course filled it up with little bits she can play around with. Sometimes it's hard to find that perfect mix of making a journal that's really interesting and special, but also making sure you leave enough room for it to be customized and actually used. So this is what I came up with for this book. I'm really happy with it. Now the other journal is the one that I've made for my sister. So my sister has a little boy, and she's very much into like teddy bears for him. So I found this, so I actually found this teddy bear fabric after I'd made her journal. And so I used it for the bag, and I was also able to add this little patch on the front cover after it was complete. So I had to maneuver the journal through the sewing machine once it was already bound with pages. But I think it was worth it. I like how it looks with this little patch on the front. I picked this lovely illustration for the window. I think it resembles her son, and it's just a very sweet illustration. I used some vintage linen, some little ruffles of fabric, some more of those lovely childlike trims, and then another little patch on the spine. And I just tried to pick fabrics that sort of remind me of her as well, like this plaid, and I thought this floral as well for her was nice. And then these are the charms, and as for any of these books, you can always tie on extra beads or charms or anything that is sentimental. You could even tie like a dummy or something on here later on. And I'll just give you a quick glimpse through. So for my sister, she doesn't know, or she doesn't know right now as I'm filming this video that I made this, so I had to just use my best judgment as it was a surprise. I've just picked colours and papers that I think that she would like and that would work for her and her son. Just kept it light and playful, and I've included some camping paper because they do a bit of camping, and little scraps of precious baby themed paper that I don't have much left of, and children's book papers that I felt like were really cute for her and for her son. So Again, try not to overfill the journal, making sure that she actually has room to fill it up herself and to add lots of stuff in here. I really like how each of these journals turned out, so I hope that she has a lot of fun playing around. I included some extra bits in here. These ones are quite small, so I put them in this little pocket. So these particular ones are printables from a Etsy seller called KB and Friends. You may already know it. I'll try to remember to link down below because it's a great shop for vintage style graphics. And she had this really nice camping themed set, which was perfect for my sister. So this is one of the pieces that come in that set. And so are these. So she can use those to decorate her pages and to document their camping trips and adventures. So some really cool pages. I'm trying to find more of those. So this is a book cover that came in that kit. So she can do some documenting inside there, put some photos in there or whatever she wants. And then the bear that came in that kit was also perfect. Some more pieces from that kit. Another one there. And then just any storybooks that had bears or teddy bears, I also incorporated in her journal. So those are the journals that I've been working on behind the scenes. I can't wait for each of these people to receive their journals. And I will say, all of the custom journals that I've ever made, I've always had such a pleasure working with these customers. They always have such a great vision. And everyone that I've worked with has been such a pleasure to work with. And I just love when we come to the end of the process and the book is complete and it's actually brought their vision to life. It's such a pleasure to be able to make these custom journals. I don't do them often. Sometimes I just have a bit of spare time, and if people happen to reach out at the right time and I'm able to fit it, then I will take them on. Or every so often I'll open up spots and I'll just advertise that either on YouTube, which I did for these ones in one of the previous videos, or on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's a great place to keep an eye out for custom spots. Now, if you are interested in a fabric journal, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of 3 journals that I've been working on. I'm not going to show you really anything except the spines because I'm going to reveal these once they're fully finished, but I have 3. These will be available for sale when they're complete. I'm still going to add the charms and just some finishing touches to these. These journals are garden themed and I'm really excited to show them once they're complete. So keep an eye out for those if you would like to potentially purchase a fabric journal from me. They'll be coming really soon and I'll have a separate video on those when they're complete. So if you've watched to the end of this video, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm currently on school holiday break, so the videos have slowed down a little bit, but soon I should have another journal with me video up on my channel. If you enjoy this video, I would love and appreciate if you could put a thumbs up on it. And if you have any questions, as always, just leave them in the comments down below and I'll be happy to help. I hope that you are all doing really well and I will see you again soon in my next video. Bye for now.